So I'm going to show you how you're going to set up the PowerSchool side of your gradebook before we work on the Canvas side of things once that gets fixed. So the PowerSchool side of things, as far as gradebook goes, you have to do two main things. The first thing is you have to look at your categories and make sure that you only have the categories that you want visible to be visible. And number two, you have to set up any weighting or any grade setup that you do has to be set up first. So the way that works is I am in a course, and you'll have to do the same thing for every one of your courses. I'm going to go into grading on the left in PowerTeacher Pro. And on the left-hand side, you'll see an option that says categories. Now this will show you all of the categories that currently exist for this class. Now these categories are created by PowerSchool for you automatically, whether you use them or not. You may also see a whole bunch of old categories that we used to use or ones that you've used in previous classes. And I apologize to 6th grade teachers who may have GP1, GP2, GP3 grade classes or categories in there that existed from many, many years of trying to make things work the way we wanted them to. So what has to happen is for every one of these categories, you need to first of all click the pencil next to that category to edit. And you need to check two things. Number one, up here at the top where it says assignment defaults, this has to be set to publish assignment something. This cannot be blank. It has to be set to immediately, never. Most people would publish an assignment immediately after they do it. So in this case, I'm going to set it to immediately. Now, the second thing I need to do is I need to choose whether or not I use this category or not. This is a category called classwork. If I use this category, I want to make sure it's active. If I don't plan to use this category this year, then I'm going to mark this category as inactive, and then I'm going to go ahead and tap Save. And so that category is going to disappear off of my list because I have this box right here that says Show Inactive Categories Unchecked. But I want to go ahead and follow the exact same procedure for every single category I have. So I'm going to go to Edit, Assignment Defaults, make sure that Publish Assignment is set to something. Again, most people would do immediately, which means as soon as I publish or create this assignment, it's going to get published immediately. And then again, up here at the top, I need to choose whether this is an active or inactive category that I use, and then click Save. Now, I don't want to delete categories because some of these categories are associated with assignments that I may have done in the past. So I want to make sure I leave them in there, not necessarily delete them. Otherwise, I'm going to get messages that tell me, hey, do you sure you want to delete this because there's grades associated with this assignment, etc. But again, make my changes and then go ahead and hit Save. Now, if I needed to add a new category, I can do that. I have a Create button up here at the top. I can create a category, and then I can give that category a name. Maybe I'll call it Participation. And same as before, I need to make sure it is marked as either active. Again, I don't know why I'd make an inactive category, but active, and then up here under Assignment Defaults, Publish Assignment has to be set to something. And then click Save. So once I have all my categories set up the way I want in PowerTeacher, now I'm ready to go ahead and set up my grade setup for each one of my courses. So for example, I'm in my 3rd hour class here. I have my categories set up. Now I need to go down here to Settings, and I need to do what's called Traditional Grade Calculations, or what used to be called Final Grade Setup. And here is where I'm going to set how I want to weigh those categories. Now, if I'm not doing any weighing whatsoever, I can just leave things set to the way they are. They're all set to total points, and everything will be weighed equally. I'm done. I'm ready for the Canvas portion. But if I wanted to have certain categories worth more than others, then this is where I need to go to do that. So if I am in my traditional grade calculations, again, under the settings menu here, I'm going to choose a class like semester 1, and I'm going to go to actions. And what I need to do here is I need to change the type of grading to, instead of total points, I'm going to set it to category weights. So I will choose category weights, and then I will choose one of my active categories that I'm going to be using here. Now, This little plus sign here allows you to add multiple categories. So if I have 4 categories, I'm actually going to hit this 3 times. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 different options here. And I want every single one of these to be set to category weights. And I want to make sure that I choose the categories that I want, just like so. And now over here, by default, it divided them up 25% each one, but I could go ahead and punch numbers into the weight here and adjust that. As long as all 4 of these numbers equal 100, then I'm good. So if I go in here to tests, and maybe tests are going to be worth 75%, and then classwork is only going to be worth 5%, and then let's make this 10, and we'll make this 10. All of these now equal 75, 85, 95, 100%. I click save, and then that grade calculation has been set. So once that is finished, this grade calculation formula has been created and set. What I can now do is I can click on this gear up here at the top, and I can say copy traditional grade calculations. So what this is going to ask is it's going to say, okay, which one do you want to copy? And so I wanted to copy terms within the class. This is semester 1. That's the one I set. And I want to copy it to a class. And I choose all of the grading periods that I want to copy that to. Now, I only have to worry about G1, 2, and 3. In semester 1 and 2, I do not need to worry about behavior and effort grades in here. So I can do this to copy it to all of the individual grading periods within this semester-long class. If you have a year-long class, then you'll be able to copy the first and second semester stuff all at one time. Once I've made those changes, I can go ahead and click validate, and it will copy that semester 1 category weighting that I did and copy that to all of the other grading periods that I told it to do. So if I wanted to take these and copy them to another class, I could go ahead and say, yep, I want to copy these terms to another class, and this is a semester 1 class. I would choose the classes from my semester and then choose what terms I wanted those to be copied to as well. So if I needed to be able to copy my grade calculations to multiple classes, I can do that as well. So once I've done it, again, it's a good idea to just simply go through and verify all of your classes, make sure everything is set up the way it's supposed to be set up, that you have all of your categories either active or inactive, the ones that you're going to use. Whichever ones are active are the ones that are going to come over to Canvas. So if you're not going to use them, make sure you mark them inactive. Make sure your publish dates are set to immediately or something from that list. They cannot be blank. And then if you're going to do weighting, you need to make sure you've gone into your traditional grade calculations and use that weighting for every one of your sessions or reporting terms in every single one of your courses. Once you have that set, now you're ready to jump into Canvas.